Okay.
And right above the feathers, right above the brushy part, we're going to tie into the broom. And we're going to place the knot directly above the color. Wind over the tail end of that knot at least once so as to lock it in place so the knot doesn't pivot about, and it's always going to be right there in the center where I put it. And then I wind around 4 times. And on the 5th time about, I fold the broom cord in half with the knot directly at the center, and then bring the twine up 90 degrees over the bristle side, and then wind the cord around that bend 4 times. And on the 5th time around, I carefully open the broom back up so that I have all bristle to one side, all brush to the other. And then the twine comes to the inside between the two, and now it begins to get, oh, missed one, ever so slightly confusing, because we're going to take every piece of the color out. Now, if we were doing this with 100% just natural broom corn or 100% dyed broom corn, we would just pick out 12 pieces. We wouldn't bother with picking out just the colored pieces. We would just pick out 12 pieces. But since I put in colored pieces, we're going to pick out just the colored pieces. And we're going to put them on the other side of the twine. We're going to split them in half. We're going to put half to one side of the brush and half to the other side of the brush. And that piece should not be there. Okay, once we have that all done, keeping that broom open, we take our next bundle of color, laying it in there a little bit longer to allow for the compression that will happen when we conform it to the bend, and our next approximately 12 pieces of natural or contrasting color, also laying it in there the same length.
How long is this broom cord?
18". And pull it down in there like so, and then pull this side back up over, come around half a turn and pull this side back up over, so each side is going over one turn of the twine. common for this broom to twist a little bit. So we're going to stop, untwist it a little bit, and I'm going to stop and pull out the next batch of colored straw that I had put in. The next batch of this yellow straw that I put in on top of the black. Flip it out, split it side to side, and put in my next run of black about the same length, and my next bit of contrast. Fold this side up, fold this side up, and keeping the spacing on that, about 1/4 inch. Bring it on around. I like there to be lap on the color that I bring up, and then bring the next batch of color out. With practice, you can get this down, and without using the secondary color in it, you can get this down, and you can make the actual tying part of these in 20 minutes. If you choose to plait the handle, it'll take you a little longer, of course. But now it's just like it says on that shampoo bottle. Wash, rinse, repeat. Keeping it tucked up tight. And what we're going to end up with is a broom that has a primarily black sweep with a brightly colored yellow gold handle. And then if I wish, I can splice in at the top of the broom with gold twine, and then use black reed and do a black handle with a gold highlight instead of a reverse. The origin of the broom, I'm told, and I've researched, was an usher's broom used in the heyday of the opera houses and music, early talkie movie theaters and music halls, when they cared enough to have plush velvet seats in there to seat their folks on. And the ushers would carry this in the back pocket, and the knot at the front, where I flipped it over that way, kept the broom so that the sweep was pressed against the small of the usher's back. And the handle is going to be longer than a typical whisk or longer than a typical turkey wing handle. Was tucked into the back pocket. Now, this is circa 1920, mid-20s. The original broom was brought to me by Mr. Frank Davison of Lakin, Illinois, who had attempted to recreate it and not been able to, and I managed to re-engineer it.
Did you say his original was with twine or with black twine or what?
Was with 18.5 gauge tinned iron, which had since rusted to black. And the center of the original broom had been dyed burgundy. Howdy, folks. Come on in. How y'all doing?
Great.
Y'all feel free to look about and ask any questions you have, and even if I don't know an answer, I'll make something up for you. What I'm making right now is called a rooster tail.